Recently, I was able to witness the fights of 3 great warriors. His powers were completely absurd. I had never seen anything like it.
What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92. And I'm back with another Kamehameha reaction video. And today we back on the Ultra Vegito hype, man. Ultra Vegito is still on a rampage, man. You already know. We got a good one today. But before we get to the content, make sure you hit the like button to trigger YouTube algorithm so that way we can be seen by a bigger audience. Also, if you're new here, we welcome you to Dragon Ball Art 92. Thank you for coming by and checking out the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also push that notification bell so that way you can be updated whenever I upload a video. Now that we got all that good stuff out the way, you guys, I think it's time we get started, don't you think? Let's get to the content, baby. Let go.
So our story continues as we rejoin Vegito in the aftermath of his brutal clash with the late Supreme Kai of Universe 10, Tomoe, as he lowers his energy level and the giant version of himself dissipates to nothing but separate fading flames. The fused warrior, still in his ultra ego form, stands there with his back turned, victorious. Now standing over what can only be described as a bloody mess of mush, Ultra Vegito has a stern but emotionless look on his face as
Ultra Vegito did squash him like a bug, though, bro. That was insane. That was insane. But the fact that he's running through these gods like this, man, shows you the level of revenge that he wants for what they did to him. And sometimes that's not a good thing, man. But let's see where it leads Vegito. You see? Let's go.
As the thrill of the fight has now ended and he shows an ounce of respect to the god he, though killed, at least gave the opportunity to see the afterlife, saying, "You Supreme Kai types have a bad habit of fighting battles you can't win. You should have known better. But I respect your courage. May you one day return to the living world with a new and improved god of destruction to work with." As Vegito is left with his thoughts, he continues in his mind. 3 gods of destruction now dead. Only 8 remain. And just before that pink slop died, he mentioned one of the gods being even stronger than Beerus.
Now in the main series, it never said nothing about any of the other guys being stronger than Beerus. So I wonder who that could actually be. That's quite interesting to know that, though. Nice piece of evidence that they're leading us down. Let's get back to the storyline.
Easy as I think ridding the multiverse of these gods will be, I can't grow complacent. I still don't know when Zeno or the Grand Priest will even turn up either. Vegito then turns to look down at the rings on each finger of his right hand, taking a moment to distract himself and consider what his next move should be, as he lets out, "So these rings, the time rings, these little ugly pieces of metal will allow me to travel back and forth in time, huh? And maybe even before I killed Beerus. Maybe before I had to do all of this in return."
He should know better than that. He should know that the time split don't work like that. You can't travel back in time and fix a present problem by traveling back in time because you go to a whole different timeline. So he should already know this. You know, he ain't watched Back to the Future. Let's get back to it.
But though it takes a minute to realize, through his foggy memory, he finally remembers the thorough story of Goku Black and Zamasu, as if wearing the time rings themselves brings back an essence of their very beings. Vegito's face then twists into one of shock and discontent, as he soon realizes that the rings alone won't be enough. No! This won't work! This won't work at all! These rings will only bring me to a different timeline, not reverse time like Whis' staff could. When Black used these, he traveled from Trunks' world to ours, a timeline where Zamasu still existed, and even after Beerus erased him here, he still remained back in Trunks' timeline.
Yeah, that Goku Black saga was insane, to be honest with you, and Uzumaki was very intelligent the way that he went about trying to conquer and go about his plan. So, you know, if Vegito actually learned from his mistakes, he'll know better than try to do some goofy stuff like that, because that's a goofy way of trying to fix it. But I wonder how the time rings are going to help Vegito in this situation, and will they help him to the end, or is it just something that's like a step towards his goal? Let's get back to it.
Bottom line is, no matter where I go, there will still be another version of me, of us. That won't do at all. As the impossibly powerful Saiyan thought about the cocky look that used to be all over Fuzumasu's face, it almost felt like the now long deceased.
Bro, don't Zumasu right here look like a gremlin? Y'all remember that movie, The Gremlins? He looked like a straight gremlin, bro. Like one of their head honchos or something like that coming to get you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the content.
Mortal Killer was mocking him from beyond the grave for attempting to follow down his same path. With anger in his heart, Vegito then soon closes his ring-covered fist tightly and starts to channel his ki into his mythical jewelry in hopes of again using their unique power to bend time. And just like how he mysteriously had full control over Whis' angel staff, he felt too a natural affinity with the rings yelling, "Alright, take me to another timeline, rings!" And perfectly, just as confidently as Vegito has been throughout this entire process, the time rings open a portal. We should have known from his usage against Romchi.
I wonder what timeline he gonna go into. I wonder if the time rings gonna take him to the past, but he did ask to go to a different timeline, and obviously the title of the video kind of tells us where they're going. So let's see how this interaction is going to go.
The level of his mastery, but seeing it in action again is as much a shock as ever. Just before he walks into the portal to the unknown, he comments, "At the very least, before I battle those two midgets up there, I may as well use this opportunity to train some more. As strong as I am, I need to be stronger if I want to be sure of their defeat. Right now, it could go either way. I'll leave this timeline for a while, and if they come after me, then so be it. I'm tired of chasing them anyway." And just like that, Ultra Vegito then disappears into the portal towards an unknown timeline in the Dragon Ball universe. Out the other side instantly, Vegito begins walking out, thinking almost surprised with himself. Thank God that worked again. Before stepping...
For the gods not to come after Vegito, they must be plotting, bruh. Because it don't make no sense for him to be doing what he's doing, knowing that he's going after them. They should already know what's going on. So either they're plotting or they're scared and hiding. And it kind of don't make sense to me, because they should have created some type of plan, or the Grand Priest should have been talking to the angels and the guys on some type of plan, or something must be going on behind the scenes that's pulling strings to make sure that Vegito continue on his journey. It's quite interesting, especially when he's going against the same beings that rule the universe. It's like, what's going on here, buddy? What's going on, buddy?
Out onto solid ground around him are very Earth-like and familiar buildings, but definitely not in the best of shape, as all around him is destruction and rubble. Huh? Vegito is quick to realize the condition of his surroundings too. It doesn't make much sense. Had somehow thinking about Goku Black and Zamasu before going through the portal affected his destination? Was this somehow a variant of Trunks' timeline or something else? He eventually lets out, "How very strange. This feels and looks like Earth. In fact, I'm sure of it. I see Capsule Corp buildings all around. But what's happened? Could this just be before the 11 gods struck Earth or something? Maybe I'll have a chance to stop it." What? This energy. But before Ultra Vegito had any more time to think about where he's been taken, he suddenly senses 3 large power levels, 2 of them being shockingly familiar. He briefly thinks, "These aren't godly energies, but they're near enough from the same level of them, that's for sure. Where the hell am I?" And as Vegito turns his head around, to both his and our shock, fighting before him ferociously are none other than Omega Shenron, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Now just imagine, bro, him really jumping into that timeline like that and got a chance to have a glimpse of that fight and to see those type of powers that the Saiyans were holding at that time, Super Saiyan 4. You know, shout out to Daima. But he knows that he can wipe the floor with these guys. You know what I'm saying? But it's quite interesting that he get a chance to get a taste of some other powers. It may teach him something new that can help him on his mission to destroy all the rest of the gods. And you see what he said, right? He said they're not godly powers, but they're damn near on the same level. You know, it's quite interesting, man. Let's see what happens with this, bro. Who gonna be fighting, bro? Is Omega Shenron go put them paws on Vegito? Or is Vegito go beat the brakes off that boy? Let's see.
2 forms, of course, never even before seen by Vegito. As Vegito exclaims, "What on earth? Who the hell are those guys? Those tails? Don't tell me! Your time ends here, Shenron! Die!" Big words from such a small man. Enough talk and make it happen for a change. Come on, Vegeta! We can do this! As we are soon treated to an image of Goku and Vegeta from the GT timeline working together in tandem to attack Omega Shenron, about to launch what is presumably a last-ditch effort. How pathetic. All the while, though, the supremely powerful Shadow Dragon just laughs, mocking them, pitying their attempt and saying, "If only you fools could see how pointless this all really was. Every single one of you weaklings on this planet, from your own sons to your fellow fighters, couldn't stand a chance. And you think you can just because you grew out your hair a little? Get real!" As instantly, in an overwhelming show of power,
Omega Shenron was dominating them in the GT series, though, for real, for real. If y'all go back and watch, and if you notice, right, he kept up with them even when they were Gogeta. I mean, not to the point where Gogeta wasn't overly overpowering him, because Gogeta did put him in his place, but he kept up for Semi just a little bit, you know. And I believe that it took the super spirit bomb in order to destroy him. So Gogeta didn't even get the job done, but we knew how that story went, right? But it's interesting for Vegito to be seeing this right now, because I'm wondering how that's gonna trigger him. You know, knowing what happened to him, you know, he'd be going through that PTSD moment. Let's see if he had one of those moments right now. You feel me? Back to the content.
And superiority, Omega Shenron backhands Goku and in the same breath kicks Vegeta all away with a smile and seemingly barely trying.
At Walden University, we get the W. Bridget, you are a brilliant woman. With 2 wonderful children, embrace the chaos.
Going to die! Not get.
And immediately, both Saiyans are then sent flying like rockets straight into already damaged buildings of the city for mass crash landings. And with the 2 still conscious, but covered in bruises and cuts, they remain now buried like casts within the walls of the rubble they were slammed into. Barely able to even open both his eyes, Goku then mutters, Vegeta, listen to me. Shenron is way too strong now. Each of those Dragon Balls inside him have given him the strength of all the Shadow Dragons that came before him. 2 Super Saiyan 4s or not, we'll never beat him like this separately. We need to fuse. It's the only way. But of course, Vegeta is furious at the suggestion of using fusion.
And like always, you know, Vegeta go push back against the fusion, even though he gives in at the end because he know that it's the right thing to do. It's the only thing that they can do to actually win the fight. But Vegeta go give that pushback. He like, no, Goku, no, bro. I'm tired of this, bro. You better quit asking me, bro. It's just so funny, bro. I love the interaction that they have when it comes to the argument about fusion. They really do remind me of brothers, bro. Real talk.
Fusion as their trump card. Like always, his gut reaction is that he'd rather die than ever fuse with Kakarot for another minute of his life.
But what do y'all think? Do you think Vegeta go get involved in this fight, or do you think he go sit back and watch? I'm quite interested.
Only if things truly got dire would he ever even consider. As he responds, Forget it, Kakarot. We haven't even got those damn Patara earrings anymore. And if you're suggesting for even a minute I do that damn ballet dance to fuse, then you've got another thing coming. Just stop your babbling and focus on the battle in front of us. From Cell to Majin Buu, we've had our backs against the wall and come through before. Just keep fighting. I'm sure one of us will figure out a way to beat him eventually. If not you, it'll be me. While the 2 argue though, Omega Shenron stands there and laughs with his arms folded across his chest. He's by far the strongest person this
Omega Shenron looked like he been in the gym for like 24 hours straight. He's swole, bro. Look at his neck. Bro, his neck looked like it can crush you by itself. Oh, he got that Arnold Schwarzenegger build, bro.
This version of Goku and Vegeta have ever met, and he's barely even fazed by their attempts to ban him so far. So it's doubly amusing for him to hear their futile plans to take him down as he calls out, You 2 really are helpless. You spent all these years, decades even, using the Dragon Balls, using our powers for your benefit. And now when the toll has to be paid, you've come up severely short. When will you 2 just accept your deaths and give up already? Or at least bring one of your other friends to make this even slightly more challenging. Hey you! Mind if I join in then?
Uh-oh.
You look pretty strong. Huh? As from behind Omega Shenron, a familiar voice calls out and reveals himself to us to be Ultra Vegito, wielding his angel.
Before we get this started, I need a sip of my coffee, bro. He about to go in.
Staff and now meters away from the dragon. Omega reacts in confusion and says, Who the hell is that? Why couldn't I sense his energy? Was his power level just that low? But standing there tall with a sinister and confident smirk, Ultra Vegito stares now head on at Goku and Vegeta and asks further, Yo, do you guys mind if I join in here? I'm looking for a little warm-up before dinner. This catfish-looking dude seems like just the appetizer I've been waiting for. The oblivious Goku, as you'd expect, is instantly excited at the new warrior in the ring, and cracks a smile after sensing just how confident this mysterious fighter is. He can't even sense his power level, but just looking at him, he knows he's strong. Whoa! Well, maybe we won't need to fuse after all. Who is that guy? He kind of reminds me of you, Vegeta, and a bit of me. Do you know him? He actually looks like a Saiyan with that hairdo. Vegeta, though, not as forgetful as his counterpart, can only stare in shock, unable to believe his eyes. He knows who this is, all too.
And if Vegeta knows who he is, that's insane to see yourself, your own fusion from a different timeline, right in your face, knowing that you just recently had that fusion in the Majin Buu arc, which couldn't have been that long from where they are right now in GT. You know what I mean? So I know that freaked Vegeta out. Like, what is going on, man?
Too well. How can this be possible, though? As he mutters, "Wait! No! Kakarot! It can't be! That's no ordinary Saiyan! That's Vegito!"
We are partners.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Just for the record, I really do not like that Farmers commercial. I don't like it at all, bro. Just for the record.
But not caring about whatever kind of reunion this appears to be, the angered Omega Shenron immediately rushes in at Vegito without a care in the world, already knowing the two strongest on the planet were just beaten by him. Who cares who you are? Just another cockroach that's come out of the woodwork. No names needed. All you are is my next victim.
The overestimation of Omega Shenron is insane, bro, because the disrespect is real. He just automatically attacks Vegito, not knowing how strong this dude is, not knowing anything about him. He just figured, you're nothing. We'll see.
But as the Shadow Dragon reaches just inches away from Vegito, Vegito remains emotionless, not even blinking for a second. Yeah! But despite all the speed and power of Shenron, with his arms folded, all Vegito needed to do was move his head slightly, and Shenron's punch is dodged like literal child's play, leading Shenron to question, "What the? There's no way! I got him! No one can move that fast!" As Vegito, with a smile, goads the dragon. "Sorry. Exactly when are you supposed to be making me your victim? I'm getting the feeling me and you have two very different definitions of that word." Allow me to show you mine. As brutally, Ultra Vegito violently punches his arm straight through Omega Shenron's torso. His punch being so powerful, not even the dragon's scaly flesh being able to contain his strength.
Did he punch a hole through him? One punch and it's over? That's like a Mike Tyson fight. You know how you pay for pay-per-view, right? You pay all this money, you think you go get a good fight, and then Mike Tyson just knock him out in the first round, the first punch. Like, are you serious?
You, how, what have you done? And with an incredibly borderline evil and demonic look now on Vegito, he grins, taking pleasure in the dragon's obvious pain and misery, and replies, "What do you mean? I told you I needed a warm-up. Where better to feel some warmth than inside a dragon's belly? Don't you guys breathe fire or something like that?" But just moments after saying that horrid line, Vegeta removes his arm just as fast and just as painfully from Shenron's body, now covered in his dark blood before... I'll be taking these too!
Bro, he just snatched them off his chest like a chain, bro. He snatched them off his chest like somebody was literally getting a chain snatch, bruh. I thought the Dragon Balls were inside of his body. Like, I thought if he took them, he was going to tear his flesh or something. Nah. It was like it was glued on or something, bro.
And just like that, in a display of speed identical to when he stole the time rings, Ultra Vegito grabs onto each of the Dragon Balls on Shenron's chest and leaves them now missing. The Omega Shenron has now had all 7 Dragon Balls ripped off by force, losing all and every source to his power. Shenron, meanwhile, can barely even react, in shell shock from just the fact a being has randomly arrived and overpowered him by such a margin. He just remains silent, not yet even processing the pain, until... What have you done to me? This isn't what was supposed to happen. Who are you? No!
Oh, man.
As not only does the pain and realization soon all come at once to the Shadow Dragon, but soon enough, he too, with all the Dragon Balls that made up his existence now removed, vanishes into thin air, never to be seen again.
That was an easy win for him. Like, it didn't even take no fighting. He didn't have to use no techniques. He didn't have to waste no energy, no stamina. Just give me them Dragon Balls. Come here.
See you later, catfish. Vegito is then left smirking, as he is seemingly after every fight he engages in due to his constant win streak. He soon looks down and observes the 7 Dragon Balls in his hands, levitating in his power as he comments, Dragon Balls. How sad they no longer exist in my timeline. But even worse, what the gods did was so bad, not even their power could have undone any of it. But soon, Vegito turns his eyes to the 2 Saiyans in the back and continues, but those 2, looks like they get to go through anything like we have. There's still hope for them. And there's still a lot of use Dragon Balls will have for them, I'm sure. I'd better go hand these back. And just like that, Ultra Vegito then instantly jumps over to face Goku and Vegeta, holding his angelic staff and wielding the 7 Dragon Balls in the air around him in a circle. He appears almost like a god, and that look on his face unchanged.
That little picture remind me kind of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Hearts, the so-called God Killer. Remember when he had those little circly things wrapped around the spikes or whatever? Yeah, that's what that remind me of, them balls, when that he got the Dragon Balls wrapped around him like that, or he got them wrapped around himself like a halo or something. Quite interesting.
From his recent battle with Shenron, making it unclear to anyone yet whether he is truly friend or foe. Until... Hey! You guys got any food around here? I'm starving! Instantly reverting back to his face that can only be described as Goku's, as he lets out the most Goku line ever. You're kidding me. Leaving both GT Goku and Vegeta in a state of both relief and confusion. But that was it for today's video, guys.
All right, you guys, that was the end of the episode today. That was a pretty good one, man. Vegeta just went over there and manhandled Omega Shenron like it was nothing. Like, so the takeaways that I got from that story today, as far as like something you can take away, something you can learn, because you can learn from everything, man. Every situation you can learn from, right? But sometimes you never know where that extra help going to come from. You know, as long as you have faith in your situation, faith that you're gonna make it through it, man, you can get through the situation, and something will come through for you. You know what I mean? So that's actually what I took away from that episode in particular. You know, drop a comment in the comment section on what you got from that episode. You know, as far as what you think you learned, what can you learn from that? What did you take away from that episode besides it being a good episode? Vegeta going on his rampage. I mean, Vegito, excuse me. So, but that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the video today, you guys. I want to thank you guys for coming through and enjoying the time with me over here at Dragon Ball Art 92. We appreciate the love and support. Make sure you check us out on our next video that we will be uploading. It's definitely going to be a good one. And remember, over here, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball, everything reaction videos. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And remember, believe in yourself, man, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out. Peace.
Recently, I was able to witness the fights of 3 great warriors. His powers were completely absurd. I had never seen anything like it.